They said, you're all being dramatic. Who?
Who is being
Not
dramatic? Me. Certainly not I.
We kind of have to give it up to the Re-Recordings Project for giving us what it gave us. Did it give us everything? Well, no. Did it give us some things? Well, absolutely it did. What I want is for them to be pulled off of radio. I don't want to be buying my tomatoes.
No.
And I Knew You Were Trouble Taylor's version comes on in the store. It's
Horrible.
embarrassing. I'm like, I don't want other people to hear this and think this is what the song sounds like.
This is private family business.
Yeah, this is not.
She was more ready to spend $360 million than she was to say, I love Joe. That's how bad it was. Well, we had to make a few changes to this show because some things have happened. Things have developed. Events have transpired.
What? Did something happen?
Yeah. Well, a little something. I don't know if you guys... Do you guys follow Taylor Swift on Instagram? A little bit? Well, we learned something yesterday, and the thing about the Sneras Tour is that, you know, we're talking about all the different eras, and we have our shows. They're all different for each city, but we had to, at the very last minute, make some additions because we need to discuss some brand new information.
Yes, there's been some very big news.
Huge.
Huge.
Scooter Braun's dead.
I wish! Oh, I wish. Well, maybe we should do a prayer. Should we do a prayer?
Should we do a little
everybody
prayer?
close your eyes. Close your eyes. Dear Lord, thank you so much for bringing Taylor Swift into our lives, and you, Scooter Braun and Scott Borchetta. We hope that every day is a bad day and that you never smile again.
Amen.
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 Period. So, I mean, I guess there is huge news to share.
There is huge news to share.
Healy doesn't own my masters. Taylor Swift owns her master recordings. Yeah. It's something to celebrate. It's something to drink to. We thought we would never see times like these.
No.
And yet here we are. Look at her.
That's her.
It's kind of low budget, but I'm going to forgive her.
No, then the thing about this picture that absolutely gags me is that it does kind of seem like she just put it together like 2 days ago.
Yeah, but I mean, come on now. Look at all those original gorgeous album covers. No flop style Taylor's version. We don't have to pretend to like things that sound bad anymore.
We don't. But
Yeah.
the f***ed up thing is they're still trying to make us believe that they were good. I've seen it still today. They said, you're all being dramatic. Who?
Who is being
Not me.
dramatic? Certainly not I.
Well, who are we to speak because we never were streaming?
Right. We streamed it once.
We streamed. No, listen.
We streamed once.
I paid my money. I paid my dues. I went to Target and I bought my copies.
It's not my fault that she bungled Girl at Home TV, okay? I need to listen to the original version. We thought maybe we would do a little recap of the situation, especially because... Can we chant you, Scooter Braun? Can we do that? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Exactly. I made this on Canva. Isn't it really pretty? I love
It took him like
graphic
5
design.
seconds. We were talking about it today, and he was like, "Oh, we have to add in a slide where he looks like a clown."
Let me cook this up.
And he literally he's done this before.
Monet vibes.
He knew where all the buttons were.
And I executed it flawlessly, as you can tell. So, recap. June 2019, Ithaca Holdings buys Big Machine Records. Boo. Scooter owns the masters at this point. Taylor freaks the f*** out, as she should. August 2019, she says, I'm going to re-record and kill yourself. And we said, yes. November 2019, she says, Scooter's trying to block me from playing my own songs at the AMAs to give a mid-performance. And she managed to get around that and give the mid-performance.
She did. We're saying mid?
Well,
I didn't say
I
mid.
have
Did you
notes.
guys say
I have
mid? I
notes.
didn't say mid.
I'm saying mid. Anyone else?
Boo!
Boo! Not boo.
I didn't say
Guys,
mid.
We're only like
No,
3
I was
minutes
there.
in. I'm gonna say more things that would make you want to boo.
I was saying this is feminism. I was saying girl boss, take your music back.
Selena Gomez is f***ed up in the audience watching you. Boots.
Halsey made an appearance at this performance.
We don't know why. We didn't ask. But she was there. And was it Camila Cabello as well with her by her side? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it was.
Well,
what happened to that? Anybody see Taylor posting about CXOXO?
No.
I didn't. She should.
She should.
Greatest album ever made, some might say. So she said that she was not allowed to start re-recording until 2020, and in that year, Shamrock Capital bought Taylor's catalog without the rest of Big Machine, which gave Scooter a huge payday. And Taylor said, I am not going to participate in a sale if Scooter is benefiting from it. So as far as we knew up until this announcement happened, Shamrock Capital, whatever, dead.
We weren't going to be talking to them anytime soon.
No, but now she's saying I'm going to tattoo their logo on my forehead. So things have changed. Things have changed. And also there was the stipulation about the NDA that she didn't want to sign. Obviously, she needs to be able to trash talk Scooter whenever she wants. We should not be taking that away from her. And isn't it strange that 5 years later, here we are. They're back in her hands. And, the Taylor's Version project, I think, has made her more successful. It looked for like a moment in time that it was going to be something that would really end her career or make her less relevant, but the genius way that she managed to reinvent them, remix them, reimagine them has gagged us all in good and bad ways.
Yes, well, I think that we kind of have to give it up to the Re-Recordings Project for giving us what it gave us. Did it give us everything? Well, no. Did it give us some things? Well, absolutely it did. I will never, ever, ever be upset. I'll be upset about how we came to this point, but I'll never be upset about the Taylor's Recordings Project because I love me a vault.
I do.
Mama likes a vault. Mama likes a vault.
When you're not attached to the fake moralistic, I'm not listening to Taylor version because it's me to Taylor. Yes. When you're not attached to that, it's fun to have two versions of a Taylor song.
It's really fun to compare
I love
and contrast.
having two. I switch between them sometimes.
Well, we really can't complain because it also gave us miles.
Let's talk about the letter, shall we? I'm sick of trying to decipher her handwriting on my phone.
This has got to end. This has got to stop. This font is over.
I'm sick of it.
I'm
and also,
over
this
it.
isn't her handwriting anymore. They just made it into a font and she types.
Well, what bothers me the most about it is that it gives immediately 1989 because this is the type font that they use for 1989 TV. So it's like, I see this and I think we're talking 1989 every time.
We're not.
And we never are.
We're not. We shouldn't be.
We never are.
We've moved on from that. So what do we want to talk about in the letter? Well, 20 years of having the carrot dangled and then taken away.
I thought that was very telling. 20 years. She didn't just say 6 years or however long Scooter owned them or when they were in limbo. She said 20 years.
Specifically.
So she's really talking about Big Machine Records as well, which I thought we've kind of always had this conversation about how it really seemed like there was more drama and more issues and more infighting going on behind the scenes between Taylor and Scott Borchetta or just the team at Big Machine than she would ever let on. And this to me is kind of like an indication that things weren't as peachy as she kind of maybe deluded herself into believing that they were for many years.
Well, you gotta. When you're stuck in a contract, you gotta make it work. I loved a line, I meticulously re-recorded 4 of my albums. Meticulously? So why can I hear white noise on New Romantics?
Yeah, why can I hear the metronome clicking on New Romantics TV? Click,
what happened to Girl at Home?
But I'll tell you, there are some things that she did meticulously re-record. Let's talk about Wonderland. It's never what you think it's going to be.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were going to say that.
Oh,
period.
Well, that was a deep
You're
cut.
right,
but
though.
Wonderland TV is extremely good. I don't know why.
It is.
Sad, Beautiful, Tragic TV, meticulously re-recorded.
Well, to some.
Who would know more than me?
That's true.
Certainly not
That's
you.
That's true. Well, Holy Ground bungled unforgivably. We agree? Yeah. One of the worst ones. Some of them were really good, though. I think most of Speak Now was pretty good.
We disagree on this point, but we were always... I've told them that I was never, ever, ever going to like Speak Now TV because...
you were too close to it.
I was too close to the situation.
You were too close to the situation.
I was too close to the situation.
And then at the end, Madeline's note that she wanted to share was, Speak Now mentioned.
Speak Now mentioned! Yes, Speak Now was mentioned. She said, these albums are the best thing that are now mine. And I was like, Speak Now?
You see how we have to take our Speak Now
take
crumbs
our scraps. No,
where we
it's
can
the
get
crumbs.
them.
We're literally like the rat eating it off the trap.
We need it. We have been needing it. So what should we talk about next? I don't know, maybe the topic of conversation that we all want to discuss?
Who's that?
Some
real.
of us are saying,
it literally
thank
doesn't
God.
exist.
Thank God this isn't happening.
I said that.
You all heard, look what you made me do TV. You heard it, right?
Yes, and you know what? The denialism and the revisionism was happening right in front of my eyes. They were saying it sounds good, and I said...
They were lying.
And you know what's really unforgivable about it? It's like the Max Martin at Co. songs and Reputation sounding bad. Okay, I live with it. Jack was there.
Yeah, I know.
He's in the
It's really, it's kind of,
room. He's in there.
inexcusable.
It's inexcusable.
Well, he did I Wish You Would wrong, too. And I would like to have that
You know what he did do
conversation.
right? Just to give him a little bit of defense, Out of the Woods TV goes crazy.
Yes. Mouth kissy to Jack Antonoff sometimes. Not every time.
No.
So Reputation TV, I don't want it. I'm kind of not interested in
But
it.
here's the gag about this situation is that it's completely unlike her to start something and then not finish it.
I know, it's
So
weird.
that's what's really uncomfortable. And also, in returning to the letter, it wasn't just that she said, we're not going to do it. She said there was like a note of uncertainty. It's very
tried to
rare
do
for her
it.
as well.
Well, when she said, if you guys like it, I was like, what are you talking about?
We like it.
Nobody
what
has
have they
been
doing
shutting
online
the
for the year?
up about this. They were just doing it at, what was it, the AMAs? They said
The Flop
at the
Summit.
Benson Boone and Gwen Stefani concert, Taylor Swift is going to do a major announcement. I don't think so.
Not on my watch.
We have to give Benson Boone his moment to do his flips.
Yeah, no, Taylor, and they would be saying, can you believe that Taylor interrupted Benson Boone's amazing performance and
I
took
can't
the
believe
spotlight
that.
away from Benson Boone so that she could announce her dumb Reputation Taylor's version? They'd start doing that. And I don't need to hear that.
We don't need to hear that.
No.
I think also the snippets that we heard of Reputation TV, not good. And I think she was more ready to spend $360 million than she was to say, I love Joe. That's how bad it was. The heirloom turkey is a serious faux pas. We don't want to be in the same room as the heirloom turkey's vibe, even.
No, and you know something? I saw a lot of the special or surprise song performances on the Eras Tour. I miss, or I was, especially when she started doing mashups. But I saw a video of her doing "Call It What You Want," and I filmed
Mad
this fairly
as hell.
recently, and she was slamming those piano keys
And screaming.
and growling.
I want to wear
in front
his
of-
initial.
She was serious.
Oh, okay.
She was serious.
Oh,
You don't want to be wearing
okay.
his initials on a chain around your neck.
But it's worth it to note that Reputation TV is not the only diva who is left up in limbo. This picture is so funny. Love
This picture is so
picture.
funny. We had like a 20-minute or 10-minute discussion about whether this was AI or not, because we don't support the use of AI
It's
imagery.
a badly edited photo.
We deciphered that it is just a badly edited Midnight's photo with the original debut album cover, and for that I cheer.
I kind of see
Someone
the vision.
put work into this. Someone spent hours doing that.
And I support them.
It's
and
like
I
my
support them.
Canva exploits, you know? We just have to let people cook and rock. But she said that debut was amazing.
And I would like to hear it.
I really need to hear it.
I would, yeah.
Honky tonk.
I would much rather hear debut TV than Reputation TV any day of the week. Mama needs Cold as You with the grown-up vocals. I need it expeditiously.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mama needs our song Taylor's version now.
Meow.
Now. I mean, we've been wondering whether she's going to affect the country accent, and I think she is.
I think she should. It's wrong not
Well,
to.
why
She did it, and I
not?
Bet You Think About Me. She did it, and
She
I Bet You
did it
Think
on I
About
Bet You
Me,
Think
and
About Me.
I clap and I cheer every time it comes on.
It's within her.
It's there, and she just needs to rise it up.
And bring it
now
up.
that she's not with a British man anymore, she goes less Tay British,
It's
and
so
she
true.
can kind of lean into her American roots.
Tay British is kind of an epidemic. It happens all over the place. We've been talking about Tay British at every show. So we've
Yeah.
done 1999 in Red, and there's
Yeah.
been Tay British
Tay British.
epidemic everywhere. We can't be
Yeah.
doing this
No.
anymore. Chances.
Chances. The way that we don't know any other words to that song other
No,
than chances.
Beautiful Ghosts, streamed by no one.
No. Debut TV, not the only thing that's been left in limbo.
Hello?
So
Did anyone notice the letterhead was looking a little different?
some of us noticed. It's probably one of the first things I did notice, if unfortunately for me.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like, David Bauer Master's back. And I was like, hold on, that looks a little bit different.
Well, as always, when I'm looking at Taylor's visual offerings, I am left wondering why.
Well, he thinks this is so terrible. I don't think it's that bad.
Well, what is it?
It's a it looks like a diamond to me. You know what it looks like? Her ugly
looks
gold
like a
jewelry
new
that she's
Sweet
addicted
Green
to.
logo.
That gaudy, the giant gold jewelry that she's been wearing ever since she's been with Travis.
We don't like that.
We don't. Some people do. Some people do.
She
Some
does.
people do.
She does.
And she does, and I think Travis does. And I suspect that he is the source of many of these
He
items.
is the source of many
But nonetheless,
things.
the first thing that I thought when I saw this is that it reminds me a little bit of Bejeweled because it has it's like jewelry. To me, that's what it looks like.
Period. I think you should say
And the
that.
TS logo, I think if anything we can surmise, she's just trying not to give Torture Poets Department or anything else.
It's giving
Simply
neutral.
Taylor Swift and neutral, and we're not supposed to know what it means. And I'm happy.
I'm confused and a little upset because I think it is so unlike her to be so unsure of herself and to approach an announcement with like the uncertainty of, I don't know if I will do this or not. And then also to throw it to the crowd and be like, what, you guys like it? I mean, it's strange. That's not really in her characteristic or her behavior. So I'm sensing an artistic vibe shift from her in a big way. And I don't know what to make of it because the unsureness is, I mean, it's troubling, but it's also really exciting because I feel like we have been doing the same thing over and over, and I love it, and I will love it until the end of time. But something new? I'm asking.
I'm listening.
I'm asking.
I'm listening.
I'm saying TS12, it's more likely than you think. She basically said, I would rather do something new than put out these old re-recorded albums that I'm not interested in anymore.
And I do think the re-recordings project is going to be unfinished.
Well, that's not right.
I honestly, like, I've probably been the first person to say, like, I want it to end, I want it to be over. I don't want it to be unfinished.
No, I don't like that.
It's weird, and it's like, I don't...
Give me my getaway car TV.
Right, I was like, we were like,
I earned it.
We don't care.
It's mine.
You can keep it, and then 10
I
minutes later,
want to
wait
hear
a
the
second.
glitch. I want to hear the metronome.
Yeah, no, I think
want to hear the monotone voice.
it's just strange. I get that she doesn't
Only
have
bought this
to, and
stuff
obviously...
so you could take it off. That's how she would sing it. And I think I deserve to hear.
But obviously she doesn't have to do it because she literally does not have to do it anymore, so there's no reason to. And I think she might know in the back of her mind, do people really want these re-recorded versions of the songs? I don't. But I'm saying, give me a little taste of the vault, and you release that, and maybe we expand it, and maybe we make it.
Well, she kind of said that. She was like, the Reputation Vault tracks, maybe. I didn't even finish Reputation TV. She said she did 4 songs. What songs?
Which I think...
We know Delicate. We know Look What You Made Me Do. Didn't she do a little bit of Ready For It, too?
Not in my world, not in the world I'm living in.
Not on my watch.
If she did, I didn't press play.
I wonder which was the song that broke her. She was like, I can't do this anymore.
I would think I Did Something Bad would be the thing that put it, because you can't recreate
She was like,
that.
I can't sit in this microphone and go, "Ra-da-da-da-da-da," again. She was like, I did it once.
That one, Don't Blame Me, although Mama would be kind of interested in it.
Mama's interested in the vocal. I'm kind of curious about that.
Maybe we should do some new version. I would love to have a recorded version of Look What You Made Me Do that she did on the EOAS tour.
Oh,
with the guitar.
Yes, we want that. Well, it's so confusing. This is the confusing thing about the Taylor's versions, is that it's so easy for her to summon the energy live, like Style on the EOAS tour, amazing. And then when we get in the booth, it's someone's forcing me to be here at gunpoint. And yet, this is an entirely you operation.
You're the one who said it. I didn't make you do anything. I'm just here to buy it. That's it.
Well, yes, and you're making me feel bad for not liking it.
Yeah.
But no more. No more.
We're free.
And the switch up that people were doing, they were immediately
streaming.
Holy
It's like,
Ground,
I knew
Long
it.
Live Stolen Version. So you know it was bad.
So you knew
and
that.
You didn't say so.
So you knew that. What I want is for them to be pulled off of radio. I don't want to be buying my tomatoes.
No.
And I knew Your Trouble Taylor's version comes on in the store. It's
Horrible.
embarrassing. I'm like, I don't want other people to hear this and think this is what the song sounds like.
This is private family business.
Yeah, this is not for the
This
grocery
is not
store.
for you. This is not for the general public.
For you.
No.
No.
No, we need to be
not.
keeping it to ourselves. And I think that's how she should deliver Reputation and debut to us. Just a little.
Just give me a little
USB.
taste. Come on.
Give me a USB
Make it a
and let's
secret.
go.
We want to hear it.